JD in the Duffle Bag podcast. You already know when you see the face, you hear the voice. Like, I know a lot of you lot are subscribed via the podcasting apps and that. So more time you might hear the voice as opposed to seeing the face. But if you see the face, then we're online and that as well. We're on YouTube. We're all over the place. But you know what? Push that aside. This is a place where I like to come and have conversations with some artists that I respect. I think I might have had one conversation with maybe one that I didn't. Maybe. But more time, these lot know my thing. They bring people in front of me that I want to kind of have a conversation with. I got Shaybo with me today. How you doing? You have to spud me. Good?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm not too bad. No, on a real one, actually, like, how are you? What's been going on with you? You been all right?
I'm good. I'm great. You know, working, making music. I'm just enjoying the moment.
It's not a bad life, is it?
No, not at all. It's fun. It's lit. We was literally freestyling on our way here.
What do you mean? I was just like in the car, just like...
Yeah, all of us. Even my makeup artist. My
is it, yeah?
Literally.
What are you like with the freestyle?
What am I like when I freestyle?
Yeah, are you good off the top?
Yeah, of course. I have to be.
Do you know what the maddest thing is, yeah? I know you've been around for a long time, so I'm not even putting you in the crop of like new generation of rappers and stuff like that, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's a skill that is like almost being, what's the word? I don't know, I don't want to say suppressed, but it's like, it's a skill that I don't think much kind of have in their armor anymore.
Yeah.
Why do you think that might be? Is it like, has the art of that side of it gone a bit, would you say?
I just think music has changed, and you know, before everybody would kind of be, because it was grime back in the day mostly, so everybody, the clash thing is kind of like grime culture where everybody links up and everybody just bars off the dome, and then it's like back and forth and stuff like that. So I think now people can just, you know, record in their own time and things like that. Yeah. But it's an amazing skill to have, but I always make sure that, you know, I'm ready for whatever. So when it comes to freestyling, I've already got bars there, and I kind of just, that's how I create anyway.
Do you reckon as well though, like that maybe the way that people look at it, like look at the art form, has changed as well? Because see like back in the day, for example, yeah, it was about being good, innit? Like it was really about being good. Now I think a lot of it is, which is not a bad thing, because like you're getting stars now, there's a lot of money in the game, there's like all of these different things that's happening now. It's almost like, you know what? If I jump in that, I could make some change. Yeah. So then the outlook of the actual art, the craft of it changes a bit, because it just becomes more about the money, innit?
Yeah. But I think, you know, legends are always going to be noticed as legends, and people who are good at, you know, rapping and punchlines are always going to be praised for it. Some people are underrated, but you know, their fan bases support them regardless of whatever. But I think just now music has changed because of, you know, life in general. Yeah. People want something short and snappy. Before, music used to be 5 minutes and stuff like that. So now it's short because people just want something to just listen to quickly. And you know, it depends on the vibe. You know, people are clubbing a lot more now, so you want to listen to club songs. So it just depends on what people want to hear, to be honest.
Yeah, no, facts. Before we start getting into like some proper stuff, yeah, I got to mention that you was part of the JD Christmas Advert.
Yeah.
What was that like? How did that feel? I remember a couple of years ago I was on the set and there was just bare things going on and stuff, yeah. And they had like all these different sets actually, like literally in a row. Like they had a set for this, a set for that, set for this, and I think it was for each artist or athlete or whatnot. How was it when you went down there?
It's amazing to see, because I used to watch it on TV and all of that stuff. So just to be a part of it is literally mind blowing. But no, it was sick, because you know, I'm normally used to doing video shoots and stuff, but just to see how adverts are created and stuff like that, it was just sick to see. There's so much time and effort that goes into it, such a huge team as well. But yeah, nah, it was fun.
Look how far you've come.
I know, right?
It's nuts, isn't it? Have you actually had a moment to like really reflect on that a bit? Because things were so different for you at a point. Yeah. And you're looking at it now. You come in here, you got a makeup art. Like there's stuff going on. there's things happening. Like, have you actually had a moment to really sit and reflect on that, your life a little bit, and like, you know, the direction you're going?
Do you know what? Sometimes I'm always working, and I feel like when you're working so much, you kind of forget to live in the moment and stuff like that. So I haven't lived in a moment for a while because I'm always, you know, going hard or going studio and stuff like that. But I sit back sometimes and realize I've come a long way, you know. Before, I used to be in the hood making music with my boys, and, you know, even in school I used to rap with them. So it's taken a lot of time to get here, but it just makes me appreciate it more and, you know, try to reach for what's next. Has
it been easier for you to like almost come out of the environment a little bit and make music, or sometimes being in the environment, not necessarily being active in it, but just being in the environment kind of gives you something to still almost like pull, because you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, do you understand what I'm
saying?
That
hunger and the drive,
right.
100%. I feel like everybody that comes from a certain type of place and transitions to another place, they have to go through that transition process. Do you get what I mean? So I'm grateful to be, you know, in a different environment and stuff like that. But I miss that, you know, being in the studio, chilling with your people, just, you know, talking how you want to talk, make the music you want to make. You get what I'm trying to say? But, you know, I think as I'm developing as an artist, I'm growing as a person at the same time.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to increase my fan base, so I'm very conscious about the type of music I make now, because I'm not just a girl that comes from the hood. I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I know how to talk, you know, I'm for the community. So I want to kind of put that into music. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's just about finding that balance. But I think it's taken time, but I'm trying to do it in the most smoothest way possible.
Of course. I think obviously that does come with the thought of, as time goes on, you start being a little bit more self-aware, especially when you come out of it. You mentioned something that, because I was watching something with you, I know a lot about you anyway. Yeah. But you know, I'm a stan for this thing. Yeah. But there was something that you said where you was talking about, like, you was essentially saying that, you know, people are almost falling in love or liking a side of you that you didn't even like. And like, going back to the times when I first started seeing you, I started seeing you popping up on YouTube or whatever, and I'm seeing this young girl. There's like, in bullet points, I'm seeing a confident, smoky, confrontational girl that came from a certain environment, that was around certain people or whatever. I could see that. But what I want you to just talk a little bit about was like, see, at that time now, even at like the age that you are now, like, what was it like? What did every day feel like for you around that time? Because everyone's doing music, and I know people are just doing it for fun and for vibes and whatnot, but like, how was things for you at that time?
You know what? Honestly speaking, you know, if you come from the hood and stuff like that, I've come from council flats, I've come from, you know, everybody goes to school, everybody's, you know, been around something if you're from the hood type of thing. But for me, it was just, when you're in it, you're just in it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You don't really see it as, you don't see it as anything type of thing. But the older I get, the more I've changed the way I think and stuff like that. And a lot of people that used to be like that, they've changed as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm just trying to be a good influence. You know, people already know I used to be a hothead, I'm confrontational, angry girl. But it's like, there's a deeper issue, there's a deep root issue to why people are angry or why people are doing certain things. You get what I'm trying to say? A lot of the people that are on badness, they're on badness because they don't have no other option. Yeah. They don't, you know, people got kicked out of school for fighting and stuff like that, so they had to go centre, so they're around people that are like that. Do you remember centre? Do they still have centre? Do they still have that?
I
don't know, I'm not sure.
Do you know how many of my brethren went centre?
Exactly.
Just for context for people who don't know about centre, If you got kicked out of school, it was like a place that they essentially send you. Yeah. And you just, basically, you're just chilling, innit? You're supposed to be learning, but you're not really.
It's like fun, literally. They're just chilling, having fun. But it's people that are like all going through something, or that have all been kicked out, that are in that environment together. So obviously you're going to get influenced to do badness. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But that's how it happens. You know, school is the root of it, and then when you get kicked out of school, you don't have no other option type of thing. So you're around people that are on the streets, people that are doing badness and stuff like that, and then a lot of people have to, you know, do a lot more badness to survive. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I've always, you know, been a smart person, so I've had other options as well. But it was kind of a thing where I've still got my friends from back in the day, so I've always been
did you have strict parents as well? Or?
Very strict parents.
So how, and you're Nigerian?
Yeah.
So then how, this is what I always find interesting, yeah? How do you have like strict parents fully immersed deeply within their culture?
Yeah.
And still somehow gravitate to the other side of things?
Do you know what I always tell people, yeah? The stricter your parents are, because this is one thing I've realized when I went to uni as well, the stricter your parents are, the more wild your kids turn out. Do you get what I mean? So because my parents were so but I appreciate them for it, because it's made me kind of learn certain things and how to behave and stuff like that. But you want that freedom, not too much freedom, but the freedom to kind of go out, have sleepovers, have fun. Because when a lot of people get to uni, they start moving mad, but it's because they're not used to it.
As soon as they get to uni, it's like the shackles have been free. So then they just overdo. You know, like anytime I've ever DJ'd at a uni party, and I see the person that is absolutely plastered, I'm like, yeah, your parents are strict. I'm like, your parents are super strict, because now you're outside, it's the first week, you know what I mean, and there's a little bit of change now you just want to super overdo it.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes it's the same thing with the streets and that as well, isn't it? The principle's the same.
You just want to, because I was the type of person, I used to get in trouble all the time. And obviously there's consequences for my actions, but for me, I used to weigh it up, you get me? So I'll do stuff like, because obviously I wanted sweets from the shop, so I was steal from the shop and stuff like that. Like, but it was because I didn't really care about consequences, because I knew there was always going to be consequence. You know, when you get too used to when you get too used to the consequences, you don't care about the consequences anymore. You just become fearless, so you just kind of do what you want. But I've always been a disobedient person, to be honest. I'm a rebel. I don't really like being told what to do.
The consequences thing is interesting that as well, because it's like after a point you start thinking to yourself, well, anyway, how bad can it really get? Like, how bad is it really going to get anyway? Like,
exactly.
But music, doing that, was you just doing that for vibes back then? You didn't have because I know the climate was very different, but like, that wasn't a thing that you thought that you was going to do, really.
No, I was 14 years old. Right. So for me, I was just chilling with my boys. We was rapping, etc., etc. And then the video went viral. But back in the days, 20K views was viral. So I was literally at home sleeping.
That was massive.
Exactly. So I was at home sleeping, and my boys called me and they was like, yo, you know, the things went da, 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 da. So I wasn't even ready for it, but I was bait on Facebook. I was bait on, you know, in the ends and stuff like that. And I didn't really, you get me, because I'm young. So I was just naive. I didn't really know what to do. So I just kept making music.
Right. Where did your confidence come from?
My confidence?
Yeah. Or was you even confident back then?
No, I wasn't. Not back then. But, you know, the more you grow, the more you kind of understand yourself. But, of course, I have insecurities. But I kind of realized why I move a certain type of way and the deep-rooted issues for my anger and stuff like that. So once you understand yourself and you're very self-aware, you walk with confidence because you know who you are. Do you get what I mean?
Was you misunderstood as well, like them times there?
100%. But I didn't care. You know, if you really want to understand me, you'll make an effort.
Right. Is that the same today as well?
Literally.
Are you misunderstood today?
100%, but that's because I don't speak.
Yeah,
so,
that's true, you know. Like, we don't really see you speak like that. Like,
I don't speak. I'm one of them people, I live off the philosophy, let your actions do the talking. I'm kind of the silent person who kind of just lets my actions speak for me.
Yeah. Are you a proper observer, like, as well? Same. When I step into a room, I'm always assessing what's going on, what's going on in the room, the temperature. Like, I don't know. I guess there's an element of paranoia in me as well, from you know, back in the day or whatnot. And it doesn't go. I don't know if it goes. I think it just depends on I think it starts depending on the type of rooms that you're walking in and that you're going in. For me personally, do you know what I mean? There's certain rooms that I might walk into, and I don't really. It's like it doesn't exist. But then there's certain rooms that I go in, and it's like the paranoia is loud.
It's loud.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? But that's why that you see, because of that mentality, yeah. Because even me, I'm like that in certain rooms. I'm like watching what's going on and stuff. But I think we kind of do ourselves a disservice because sometimes your energy speaks for you. Do you get what I mean?
100.
So anytime I walk into a room now, I try to be like, hey, you're right, how you doing? Because usually I'll be like, you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But now I'm trying to be like, hey, you're right, because people reciprocate energy. Right. So if you walk in with gazy energy, people are going to match your energy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of trying to leave that mindset and kind of just trying to be as open as possible. Because sometimes it's just energies in the universe. If you're giving good energy, people are going to give it back.
Facts. I think, you know, you went into like education and that. So it was almost like you stopped doing music and that for a while and then focused more on the education side and then went into social working, right? See, when you started going into that part, was you consciously or even subconsciously working on trying to like either take yourself away from a certain way of living, or like was it more about trying to like, you know, maybe even understand yourself by helping other people?
I've just always been a compassionate person, right. And I feel like one thing people misunderstand about people that are like show challenging behavior and stuff like that, they think we're heartless and we don't care and all of that stuff, but that's not the case. We've just been through a lot of things. The baddest bad boys have the biggest hearts.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Do you get me? The baddest bad boys have the biggest hearts. It's just people take advantage of our kindness, and that's why we've got this wall up and we're ready to, do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think I've always been caring. I've always been an open-handed person. I've always been compassionate. I just struggle when people take advantage of that.
Or liberties.
Exactly. So for me going into social work and stuff like that, you do a test. So you're normally supposed to do a test and stuff like that to even get into the course. I didn't think I was going to get into the course.
Was it like a personality test?
Yeah. So you do a test, and I've always been good at...
Did you keep it 100 though?
Nah. Come on. But I've always been good at talking. Do you get what I mean? So I got into the course, and you know when like, because when I was in uni, I'm one of them people, I just know how things work. I'm a quick learner, but I don't really listen. So I was in uni, I was doing whatever I was doing, then went into working with people and stuff like that. But I was there, but I wasn't always there type of thing. So it's like a job. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I've always cared. But I felt like, how can I help people when I've got my own things going on? Like as soon as I leave that door, I'm speaking to my people. Yo, what you saying? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's why I kind of left it alone. But I've always had that compassionate and caring spirit about me regardless.
Yeah. I think you can help people when you're going through something still. But it's mad because it's like, you know, them things filter into relationships and that too. Like men in particular sometimes feel like, which I have, is like, oh, you know what? I can't even be in this right now with you because I'm not even where I want to be. But then I guess it's like learning about like when something can be enough and when you like stop moving the goalposts. So it's like, I can say now, oh, do you know, I'm not really where I want to be. I can't really, like, how can I help you? How can I support you if I can't really support myself properly? Then things start changing in my life a little bit. But you know what? I want more. Then I want more. And the goalpost just keeps changing over and over and over again, where in that time, you know what? Nah, like, there is something in me that could kind of help you still. But yeah, I guess it's like, my own mind playing tricks on me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I get you. But I feel like with other people, some people can be toxic. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like the most selfless thing and loving thing you can do for a person if you're toxic is work on you before you bring that energy into there. Because there's been times where I've come into situations and I've got anger problems and I've got issues. I'm just messing up the next person. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, I get you.
Because I feel like everybody wants that good person, that loving person, that caring person. You want the person you're with to be perfect, but you're going to damage them in some sort of way if you're bringing your problems and your baggage to them. I'm not saying, you know, a relationship shouldn't have baggage, but it's like people have to work on themselves before they enter relationships, because that's why relationships don't tend to last as long.
Has that been something that's like, not even just relationships, but even with work and like, before you even started really tapping back into music, understanding that you had these things that you needed to sort of deal with, did it kind of upset you more when you started to feel like maybe you were upsetting people with maybe your behavior or the way that your energy may have been in that time? Because, you know, sometimes for some people, it's like, I know I've got this thing going on, yeah, but ultimately, I'm delicate, yeah? So I come into a situation now, and then my delicacy breaks, and then I might take my anger out on someone or something or whatnot, and then afterwards I'm thinking to myself, I'm even more upset that I even had to do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. But I think, do you know, with me, I kind of realised, you know, the importance of actually getting to know yourself before allowing anybody else in, because I just felt like it was a cycle. And I feel like a lot of us go through that, where it's like we're yearning, especially people that have been hurt and people that have been through stuff, we're yearning for that love and that compassion because we've been through so much and we've never had it. You get what I mean? But then at the same time, we're not conscious of how we are a product of our past and it's affected us, and we don't even notice. Like, I didn't know how I am and my tendencies until I started studying social work and understanding this is why you're like this is why you're like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The nature nurture theory, all of this stuff, and I never knew stuff like that. But when I learned it, it just made me realize you kind of have to do the internal work and self-love and understanding yourself before you can bring somebody else into the picture. Otherwise, it's never going to work.
Facts. It's like the social work thing was almost like a godsend for you then, in a sense.
I swear to God.
Because if even by doing a test, or even by reading or studying and saying, all right, and you're doing this for other people. So it's like, okay, you're trying to learn these character traits about these other people and why they are a certain way. And you read it and you're like, right, this is me. This is why I'm like that.
I'm telling you. But it messed with me because in uni, you know, you're by yourself. So I had to think about all the things I've been through in my past and say, so this is why this happened. Okay, this is why I go for, do you get what I mean? This is why I'm around these types of people. This is why I move like this, or this is why I'm like that. So it was just a lot to take in.
Did you speak to anyone? Did you have someone that was super close with you that was able to help you see things from a different perspective, as opposed to like having a conversation with yourself?
Nah, I think I'm just naturally the type of person that kind of deals with things in my head. But then that's why music is great for me, because that's
outlet.
You get what I'm trying to say? That's like my place to kind of. But I feel like people have different coping mechanisms, and I think it's actually looked down upon in, you know, our community to kind of talk to someone, which is wrong. I feel like if you go through things, chat to someone, speak to someone, somebody might know why you're behaving that type of way. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Therapists are trained to talk and understand and kind of rationalize your thoughts for you. So I always encourage it. Yeah,
and do you know what I encourage as well? Sometimes it's good when someone is doing that, like, you don't always need to have a solution. If I'm talking to someone about how I feel about something, I'm not always looking for a solution. Sometimes I just want an outlet to just be
listening
able to talk.
Air, right?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to be able to just talk. You don't have to try to, you know, drag something out of the sky to give me, because that doesn't always help. Do you know what I mean? Just give me the ear and I'm all right with that.
Yeah, trust me. But you know what? I used to do it so much. My friends got tired. They don't even pick up the phone. They don't pick it up.
Serious. Do you know what though? Yeah, because I know I could talk to you about some of this stuff for ages, and like time is of the essence a little bit. But since you've because you was away for a little while, and then you started like popping back here and there, and I'll be honest with you, from a music head's perspective, that's frustrating. When you think someone is good, and then they pop up, and then they've gone again for time. Then they pop up, and then they're gone again for a little while. Yeah. And then so like I felt like I was seeing you do that a little bit
all the time, right?
Like you pop up and then you just gone again. Like, and the thing is, I didn't even realize that you was gone until you popped back up again. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, what's going on with it? And then when I started seeing you almost really back, it was like my mate Poet had said to me, like, we was recording a pod and he like mentioned you and whatnot, and I was like, okay, now it seems like you're like fully sort of tapped back in. And since then, like this Queen of the South almost like campaign that you've either indirectly been on or directly been on over the last year and a half has been very impressive. Yeah. What made you tap back in this way? Do
you know what it was? I feel like people got lives to live. like I had a life to live type of thing. Like you know, for me to even get to this position, I had to work hard for it and kind of, you know, get the money to kind of go to studio and to go to these places. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I was working hard. You know, I didn't have enough money for video shoots. I didn't have enough money for studio all the time, because at the same time, there's music, but there's also real life, you know, how you're going to get to work, how you're going to, you know, keep the bill. You get what I'm trying to say? So there's a lot of things that I had to kind of deal with before I was good enough to kind of make music. So that's why I kept coming and going, because I had life going on. Right.
And I think the climate of like rap music in particular changed, didn't it? Because from when you was, you know, doing it for vibes when you was a super proper, like a kid, yeah? Like 10 years ago, it was just so different to how it is now, especially when you look at like some of the types of shows that people are doing and some of the deals that people have and all of that. It's like you have a gift, you can actually use it to do something with it and see where it goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm inspiring so much girls right now
Absolutely.
to kind of do their thing. Hey, I can't believe a girl like me is here, you know.
It's mad. I'm telling you. And do you know what it is as well, yeah? Do you know what I like? I think that I really like that. I could see that you was a tomboy when you was younger. Yeah. Am I right in saying that?
100%.
Okay, cool. Are you still a little bit of a tomboy now, though?
Yeah.
You are. I got a big question for you.
Go on.
I can't even lie. I'm not going to say it. But like, I feel like you're just almost really embracing the feminine side to you and that too. Talk to me a little bit about that. Like,
do you know what? Because I spend so much time around boys, I forget that I am a woman and I'm a female and I need to act like it. Like, even when I'm around girls, it just, like, I get on with girls, but just my way of thinking type of thing. Like, there's certain things that I just think, I feel like I think like a guy because I'm around guys all the time.
Is that a bad thing though? What are you trying to...
It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing at the same time, because it's like, you know, I'm still a girl, so I will never fit in with guys. There's things guys will be talking about 100%. That I would never fully understand because I'm a girl. But then with girls, I will never fully understand because I think like a guy as well. It's mad. It's mad. But no, I'm trying to embrace my feminine side because I'm getting older. Do you know what I mean? Like, was that a conversation or was it just a feeling? No, it's just a feeling. I feel like every girl that's been a tomboy, but not every girl, but like a lot of girls that have been around boys or growing up around boys, they grow out of it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like, you know, I can get on with guys, I can be around girls, but I'm just, it's mad. The mixture's just mad. I don't know how to explain.
Nah, do you know what? I think anyone that musically follows you, especially if they've listened to your album as well. You got a cold album, by the way.
Thank you.
Queen of the South. I feel like you hear it. I feel like it's just the way that you say certain things, the things that you talk about, how you say it and all of that. It kind of shows all of these different sides to your personality in even how you deliver it in the music. Right in the intro of the song, the intro, there's a part where you actually talk about failure. You're like, oh, I failed. Like, I failed many times. So now I know what not to do. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I've just taken bare L's in music. Like, for me to come and go and come and go and come and go, like I had to learn what was working and what wasn't working. And back then, I used to talk about the maddest stuff, like the things.
You was on smoke.
Do you get me? So,
I mean, if people think that you might be a little bit smoky now or whatnot, nah, you was.
Back then, I was talking about a mad thing, and then I realized, okay, this is not what people want to hear because I'm a young girl. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I had to kind of come in, come out, and then kind of find my sound and kind of find my formula and how I will go about it type of thing. So now I feel like sometimes you'll hear the smoky side to me, but sometimes you'll hear the bougie side to me speaking for females, and then you'll hear, you know, vulnerability, me talking about what girls go through with guys and, you know, why some girls are guarded. And I feel like that's why girls like me, because I'm just doing all the different sides and just talking about loads of different things.
Would you consider yourself an alpha female?
100%.
All right. How, in your experience, with men, have they found that? Have you found that men have been intimidated by that?
Definitely.
What?
But it depends on the man. I feel like I'm much more feminine around a guy that I kind of respect and like and, you know, see in that way. But because I've always been around guys, I've always had to kind of command that respect around 100%. Guys. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So me being an alpha female, I just feel like it's just the energy that I give off. Obviously, I listen, you know, I can converse with a person and kind of see the different sides and perspective to things, but at the same time, I don't like being told what to do. I kind of have a mind of my own. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Can you let a man lead?
I struggle with that.
Say if a man says, yo, hear what I'm saying, yeah? Tonight, just roll with, man. I'm going to take you X, Y, and Z and whatnot, yeah? Have you got to know everything and control the whole thing?
No, you know what? It's about finding that balance. As far as like music and stuff like that, I kind of know what I want. I'm somebody that kind of knows what I want with my music and how I want things done and da-da-da-da. But in my personal life, it's about finding that balance because I'm so used to kind of, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. Da-da-da-da. It's just finding the in-between.
Yeah, of course.
The in-between.
There's a song on the album as well called No Worries.
Yeah.
That's my favourite one.
Really?
I can't lie. Yeah. Is that how you feel now, honestly?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Sometimes. But mostly.
How does someone with, you know, like a certain level of paranoia, even though you are progressing in your career, yeah. And I got another question on top of that you can answer too. Is just that, like, is with the no worries thing, are you, as you're progressing in your career, in your popularity is becoming a bit more bigger, or not even a bit more, a lot more bigger, does that not also feed into a little level of like social anxiety a little bit? Like
100%. You see, when people are coming up to me, I'm just thinking, why are you coming? Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm already like, seriously, but that's like I said, I'm trying to get out of that mentality, because if you come with that on guard energy, people are just gonna be scared to approach you, and you never know who's coming to approach you. It could be somebody offering an opportunity, it could be somebody trying to show you love. Do you get what I mean? So I'm really trying to kind of come out of that mind frame. But for me, I feel like where I struggle the most is just dealing with so many different personalities and characters all at once type of thing, because I'm very closed off. So I'm very selective about who I have around me and what energies I have. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But it's just getting used to being in the limelight, I guess.
What are you still? Mud.
I'm from the Mud. That's my favourite song.
Is it?
I swear.
Yeah, I like
swear.
That. What's your relationship been like with loyalty?
Loyalty.
What has your experience been like with loyalty?
I feel like I give 100. Like, I'm all or nothing type of person. And I feel like I just want that in return. But then at the same time, the more I get older, the more I realize, you know, everyone's living life for themselves type of thing. And not everybody's your friend. Some people are associates. You know, when you're in school, you know, when you was in secondary school, you had a bag of friends. Everybody used to chill together. Then when you get to like year 10, year 11, everyone starts doing their own thing, clicking up. Then when you get to college, you're making new friends, and then it just lessens. Like, the more you get older, it shrinks. You get what I mean? So I feel like everybody had to go through that process. But for me, loyalty is just about people you can trust, people that have got you, and people that will be down forever. What
would you say is the thing that you've learnt the most from the place that you've come from?
Humility. Yeah, I feel when you've had it tough, and you know what's mad? I understand people that have been through it. I am so patient, you know, if especially girls that have been through it, because I can tell. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm so patient and I'm so compassionate because I get it. Because, you know, girls are very misunderstood when they've been through it, and they're kind of written off like, oh, this girl's annoying, this girl's just jarring, or this girl's just looking for issues, etc., etc., when it's actually a deep-rooted issue, and they just need patience and nurturing and compassion. So I was fortunate enough to have that. You get what I'm trying to say? So I kind of like to do that for people, and you know, because I get it.
I hear you. Listen, yeah, I just want to throw out there to the man them and that, like, see when you hear the delivery and the directness and that, understand, see that there, yeah, big heart, you know. She's got a massive one. I could see it and I could feel it. I get it. I understand and I get it. Listen, it's been wicked talking to you.
Thank you.
You know, I know we could have gone on for a while, but things have to be done. There's certain things happening tonight as well.
Yeah.
But there's no point talking about it because by the time this comes out, everyone would have seen
it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's wicked to talk to you and that. Well done for the project, and like,
thank you.
Also, even just how you are progressing as not just an artist, but like how you're finding yourself as a woman. I think you will inspire a lot of people that come from a certain place too, but also just you know, young girls that are trying to do music and like face these super mad obstacles because of the personality that they may have or the place that they come from. So yeah, blessed love to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. JD and the Duffle Bag podcast, Chuckie Online, Shaybo, you already know.